Hi everyone, Tony Brown here of TonyLBrown.com, creator of the 3V strategy for business development and growth. And I just wanted to share a few thoughts following a social media thread I was involved in today. And the thread focused on this thought or this concept of making it big. And it was a valuable thread. You know, there was a lot of valuable comments and suggestions and ideas being made. And I just wanted to really add my piece to the pie. I think for me, the main thing or the main issue is this definition of making it big. What does it mean to make big? You know, what does it mean to be successful or, you know, to be in the big time? And I think for me, the key thing is about contentment. It's about, you know, really looking at your life, looking at the lifestyle you want to live, the lifestyle you want for your family, the type of work you're happy doing, and, you know, creating that lifestyle and being content. The thread kind of came from the position of someone in the entertainment business. And, you know, oftentimes you look at the entertainment business and those who are deemed to be big, those who are deemed to be successful, oftentimes you look at their lifestyle, and first and foremost, for many, if not the most people in the game, it's unobtainable. You know, multi-million dollars in the bank, private jets, huge entourages. You know, you look at all those things, and for the average up-and-coming artist, entertainer, many of those things are just unobtainable. And, you know, you'd look to that kind of end, and until you've achieved that, it's almost like you feel like, oh, I haven't made it yet. Then I haven't made it. You know, and I think back to when I was in the rap game, in the music industry, and, you know, I'm an older cat, so back in the 80s, early 90s, you went from, you know, just wanting the gold chain, the Averex jackets, and, you know, the fresh sneakers, and then it went to, you know, having the Lex or the Audi or the Merc. Then you couldn't just have the Lex, Audi and Merc, you had to have the latest Lex, Audi and Merc with 20-inch rims. And then it went from, you know, having the 20-inch rims to now having a fleet of vehicles with 20-inch rims, to then having a fleet of vehicle with 20-inch rims, to having private jets and mansions. And it's like, for the average individual coming up, that's just, it's unobtainable, it's out of your reach. And if you're going to look to that to say, well, now I've got those things, I've made it big, it's unlikely you will ever feel that you've made it big. You know, from an entrepreneur perspective, you look at some of the entrepreneurs around nowadays, you know, those who again will be deemed or perceived as making it big or have made it big. And again, for the average business owner, the average self-employed person, some of those things are just, again, unobtainable. And I'm not trying to dampen anyone's goals or dreams or aspirations. I'm just coming from a reality point of view. You know, you look at someone like, say, Richard Branson, for example, and, you know, he would be deemed as making it big. You know, he's made it big. But there's not, you know, there's not 10,000 or, you know, 100,000 Richard Bransons. He stands out from the crowd. He has done that, he's made that. I mean, this guy's talking about flying to space. You know, he's got the airline company, and it's like he's not content with that. He's now talking about going to space, he's going to the next level. Now, if you used to speak to Richard Branson, I think until he reaches that goal of making it into space, he would say he hasn't made it big yet, because his goal is bigger. So ultimately, it's about success is in the eye of the beholder. It's in the eye of the person who is pursuing that. Again, you look at, say, I don't know, let's say you owned an app company, you was building apps. You'd look at someone like Uber or Twitter and think, you know, they've made it big, and until you've made it to that level, you don't feel like you've made it big. But then you'd speak to someone from Twitter or somebody from Uber, you know, the CEO of those companies, and they're looking at Mark Zuckerberg like, that's where we need to be. But then you go and speak to Mark Zuckerberg, and he's probably looking at someone else. He's looking at like a Warren Buffett or someone who's just on a different level, saying, well, until I get there, I haven't made it yet. So again, it's about looking at your position, looking at where you are now, and really looking at the progress you've made, you know, the lifestyle you're living, and really appreciating it. Really, you know, appreciating what you've got. You know, look at my situation. I left work almost 2 years ago, and I had a very good job. And when I got that job, when I first got that job, people looked at me like, Tony's made it big. Look, he's got a senior management position. He's on X amount a year. He's made it big. And part of me felt like, yeah, I've made it. I've achieved a goal that I aspired to achieve. But my lifestyle, you know, I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy because I wanted to spend more time with my family. I wanted more flexibility and more freedom. And until I attained that, that's when I felt like, okay, now I've got a level of success. Because it wasn't about what I was earning. It was about the lifestyle I wanted. And I look at my situation now. I'm not earning what I was earning when I was in that full-time job, but I'm living the lifestyle that I desired to have. You know, I'm able to come out here and spend time in Jamaica with my family. I'm able to, you know, move and go as I please. I'm able to, you know, run my business remotely, and that to me is that was my goal, and I've achieved that. Now, obviously, there's other things I want to achieve. There's other things I want to, you know, to put in place. But ultimately, I'm content, and that's what it's about. So, in terms of making it big, it's about, you know, looking at the lifestyle you want, looking at, you know, your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, and looking around you and looking at the progress you've made, and having a level of contentment, and really asking your question: is my life reflecting the lifestyle I desire to live? You know, again, going back to those in the entertainment game, you look at some of those artists and, you know, those who would be deemed as have made it big. You look at them and look at the progress they've made. Look at back to when they were on the come up, when they were up and coming artists. These guys, they would rip your hand off to be featured on a magazine cover or an article. You know, any opportunity they get to be in front of the camera and to speak to a journalist and to be interviewed and to be profiled, they would hunger and thirst for those things. And then you see them now, you know, they've made it, they've got a level of success, and a lot of them, you know, they're thumping down journalists, they're running from the paparazzi, and their only desire is, please respect my privacy, let me just live my life. And it's like, you know, you've got what you were pursuing. You've got that, you know, the paparazzi in your face, they're being featured on all the blogs, all the magazine covers, being all over the news. That's what you were pursuing. And now you've got it, you're begging for something else. So it's like, you look at them now, they ain't happy. You see, you know, look at a lot of those artists in their face, you can just see they're not happy. You know, when you look on Google images and that, and you know, you look at these artists, and you can just see it in their face, they're looking at the camera like, what are you taking a picture of me for? What are you following me for? Leave me alone. And it's like, well, hold on. This is what you wanted. You wanted to be big, now you're big. So it's like, you know, I would say replace the desire of making it big. Replace that with, are you happy? Are you content? Does your life look like the life you desired for yourself? So those are just my thoughts on that topic. So, you know, I encourage you all, you know, big does not equal happiness. So stop pursuing being big and pursue a life of contentment, a life of joy and of happiness. And that's just my thoughts on the whole matter. So I'll see you again in another video. It's Tony Brown of TonyLBrown.com. All the best, God bless, and take care.